We're live. Oh, right. Good morning. Welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. Ooh, I'm not going to take a sip. It's just boiled, so yeah. Like I said, all these episodes are completely unedited. So today's topics are, we had a race. We did. It was absolute bonkers. And we had a mid-air collision as well. As you can see by the picture on your screen, we got that close. And it was mad. And we'll get back to that in a moment. Topic number 2 is upcoming episodes, which will be without... will be out with us sometime in the near future. Point number 3 is club AGM meetings. Number 4 on our topic list is motor choice. I need your help. In short, I have got a selection of insanity sat in front of me, and I need your help on choosing which insanity device do I need to put in that one to ensure that I win next time. And finally, a lipo hand warmer. We'll get to that topic at the end of this episode. So number 1, we had a race. Really, we had a race, and it was absolutely bonkers. So the 2 opponents were the Micro Skyhunter on 4S, and I did carve out the nose area up underneath. I put the photos on Facebook underneath that nose area so we could fit the thicker 1.3 4S battery packs in there. And it was this model versus a SkyFun. Now, let me just check my details on that. Oh yeah, I just want to put this into perspective. We had this much fun, and this model, the Runcam Owl Plus on the front, cost more than the actual model itself. Work that one out, and we were doing things like that with it. I talk about a cheap hobby. Things have got super cheap. To say the least. So I just wanted to stress that one. It's nuts. So I was thinking about it last night, and buying the parts individually worked out so much cheaper than buying the model as a kit. Yeah, really, that's what I would class as happy days. So this model's running a DYS. It's a race edition SC2205 2300 kV motor with it's actually a quad prop. It looks like an APC 6x4 on the back, and it's absolutely bonkers on 3S, and it's brilliant fun on 4S. Whereas Dave was the model which I was racing was a SkyFun. So those of you which don't know what a SkyFun looks like, that is a SkyFun. Really nice looking model, to be fair, and also super cheap as well. Now Dave's been in laminated his as well. He's put some carbon fiber strips underneath the hood, underneath the canopy and things like that, because he's had one before, and they don't really, that kind of crash zone on the front isn't particularly good. Well, to be honest, that whole model there's a whole great big crash zone. But just picking up a few tips from Dave, he put some carbon fiber in there and also laminated his as well. Now, you just heard I was running a 2205 2300 kV motor. Dave was actually running a 2826, so that's an NTM prop drive 2200 kV motor with a 60 amp ESC, and he also did have a Vector in there. Now, one thing which really did surprise us from the race is the Vector clocked the fastest speed as being at 97 miles per hour, which I can tell you from the flight line, it looked a lot faster than that. And also, it was very curious, but basically I lost the race, which is not a bad thing because, well, it is, I'm not ashamed of it at all. That little thing put up a good fight because Dave was having to run like 75% to 80% throttle just to keep up with me when we were going around and doing the laps. But talk about value for money, in both instances, happy days. We're doing those kind of speeds for that kind of money. You've got to put this into perspective. We had a great laugh for not a lot of money. Well, in Dave's case, he had a Vector in his, so it was quite a bit of money. But if you put that aside, happy days. But I also just want to make this point. I've got the motor which Dave is using. So that one there is it's actually a 2204, but if I put the bases side by side, is that motor not like a third of the size of what Dave is using in his? So a motor about that size, which is no bigger than that one over there. In fact, it probably is bigger actually than the one which I'm using. Is that motor and that model kept up with this motor and that model? Absolutely bonkers. And yeah, wow. I've got flight footage of it. I've got HD and I've got the webcam. Oh, sorry, not webcam, the DVR recording of it. Ironically, the DVR recording is better than the HD recording on the Mini Mobius. Now, like I said, I'm reserving judgment on the Mini Mobius until I can set the parameters properly on it. But things are not looking good for that camera at the moment. Just can't handle low light conditions at all, whereas the Runcam 2, that one there was absolutely fantastic. But then on the flip side, I was trying to keep weight down, and that blob there might have impacted my aerodynamics, so I went for the Mini Mobius instead. And yeah, we had a bit of a mid-air on there. Now, this episode will be out later this evening. It's already across in the Facebook group, so if you want to be on board with that one and you can't wait, shameless plug, Facebook group links in the video description. But if you can't wait, it'll be out later this evening. So it's already been edited up, and I know many of you have probably already seen it already. It's absolutely bonkers. Mad. Okay, topic number 2 is upcoming episodes. So, in short, I've been and used up my backlog of episodes which I had available, especially after I dumped out 3 episodes last night. So if you haven't seen those yet, let me just go down and click on there. Last night I published 3 episodes, part 1, part 2 and part 3 of the Micro Skyhunter. Part 1 was the Maiden, absolutely bonkers, and apologies, I did things in the Maiden which I've previously told you not to do, but it was just one of those days where there was no wind, and within a 1 or 2 passes I had already worked out that the model was very, very well locked in. And I got instant confidence with that model straight away, and then I went on and just ragged the nuts off it, to be frankly honest. Well, come on, it cost me like 30 quid. It didn't matter if it gets stuffed in. I just didn't care, to be frankly honest. Part 2 is actually some raw footage. You're going to have to skip on a little bit in that episode, and I originally posted that for the Facebook group, but I thought it was really good just to share it with you as well. So part 2, some raw DVR footage, that's us chatting on the flight line, and then going for, I think it was like a 10-minute flight with the Micro Skyhunter, just ducking and diving and going in and out of the trees, and then chasing Dave with his Hornet. Brilliant fun. We had really, really good fun, and I wanted you to share that experience. So actually, no apologies for posting raw footage on YouTube. I felt that the whole experience was a good one, so that one's been published as well. And also, we've got some onboard footage with the Micro Skyhunter on 4S as well, so you can appreciate how fast and how bonkers it is on 4S, and that's part 3. So that went out last night as well. I can tell you in the goggles, it's mad. And yeah, it's the previous experience on the flying site and other models of going in and out of the trees and things like that. It all started to pay dividends to be able to do what I was doing in that episode. Yeah, everything just started to click together to be able to just go out to the end of T-Boner, bank left towards Dead Man's Arm, and just take it at full throttle. Brilliant fun, brilliant fun. But I'd just like to stress that has taken me untold number of laps to trying to get to that level. Right, on the topic of upcoming episodes, we have In and Out of the Trees. I got so much DVR footage from last Friday, not only with the Micro Skyhunter, with some HD footage, but also with the Hornet as well. There's so many times where me and Dave are just like ducking in behind each other. Very, very cool indeed. We've got loads of that. The C1 Chaser build, I've got an episode on that, which needs to get edited. And it's going to be kind of nice because by the time I get to editing that episode, I'll have that one set up for FPV. So I'll be able to do an overview at the beginning and then we can go on and do the build together. That's going to be pretty cool. I do have the Micro Skyhunter build as well. Again, that's nice that I haven't edited that yet, because you now get to see my thoughts and comments at the beginning, and then we'll go on in builder. Really straightforward build. Oh, it is a really straightforward build because there's a specific theme to that build, and it's called preparation, and you'll find much more about that when I get that build episode done. We also have the unboxing of those two very, very special wings, which are now migrating towards my desk because they need to get built, and they are very special, very special. We also, I haven't recorded this one yet, which is the wingnetic in the cement mixer. I can't promise I'm going to get to that one tonight. If time's good for us, then we will get it done tonight, and that'll be fun. And also, does the Bosscam FR632 diversity receiver work after I fixed it in a cement mixer? I kind of already know the answer to this one because I did plug it in. But for those of you which didn't know, this turned up and it was faulty from Banggood. Banggood sent me another one as a replacement, so thank you, Banggood. But on the flip side, while I was sat here and I was thinking, well, I better prove that I'm not taking the piss. So I popped it in a cement mixer. There's a video on YouTube of me, this one going in a cement mixer for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. And it's still dripping sand everywhere. So those are the upcoming episodes. I'm sure there will be more as well as I start going through and editing and looking back at the videos and stuff. Topic number 3 is I have club AGM meetings. So that's the model flying clubs. I've actually belonged to 2. We've got one this evening, and I've got another one on Monday afternoon as well. Now, I would like to make the point that it really is important that you do go to your club AGM meetings, not only so that you see all the other pilots which are there, but also to find out what's going on with your club. So one of the clubs, the flying site is 50-50 on whether it's going to still be there or not in the future. So it's finding out what's actually going on with the club, finding out who your chairman is, the membership secretary, blah, 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 and just go along and meet the other pilots. So yeah, I've got 2 of those coming up. One's this evening and I've got another one tomorrow. I'm not saying anything more on that one. There's a few topics which I've recorded a long time ago, and no, I'm not going to go there on that. But I do feel that it is important that you do go to an AGM meeting for your club for those reasons above. Plus, because if you have any concerns, then is the time to raise them. So yeah, curious on that one. Right. Topic number 4. This is where I need your help. In front of me, I have a selection of motors. And right now, I have the DYS 2205 2300 kV motor with 6x4 prop in the Micro Skyhunter. But I don't really like losing, and I frankly just need a little bit of your help. So I've lined up a collection of motors. All of these will fit on the Micro Skyhunter. In fact, the extra bit of weight behind the back means that I can, well, it actually might balance correctly because at the moment it's grossly nose heavy. But it does mean that I could put a bigger 4S pack in there if needed. And in fact, because I'm putting the 4S pack so far back, it's literally going back and hitting the tray underneath. It doesn't matter about a bit of extra weight in the back. So with that said, I need your help ensuring that the Micro Skyhunter and me win the race. So I've got a collection of motors in front of me, and do note we can fit up to an 8-inch propeller on the back of that model. And also note that with any, especially these larger motors, I will be running a 100 amp ESC as well in there. So there is room to fit 100 amp ESC in there, so all of these motors are viable. So no, let's not even start with that small one. The first one which I've got, and by the way, I will put links to all of these motors in the video description, and none of them will be affiliate links, which I want to stress that. Okay, so the first one, so that you can see the motors which I've got here. The first one is a Sunny Sky. It's an X2216 1250 kV. This was the motor of choice for the Mini Talon, I think. I think that's the right one which I had in there. So it's a Sunny Sky X2216 1250 kV. That's an option. I also have an NTM prop drive 2836 1400 kV. On the topic of 1400 kVs, I also have a fake Sunny Sky. We know this one's fake from the previous Mel episodes. That is an X2212 9, and that's a 1400 kV. That's an option. I also have an NTM prop drive 1800 kV. I think that's a 2826 as well. Yep, 2836. Sorry, motor for that one. What else have we got on here? Now this is where the fun starts, because this is the motor which Dave was using. It's an NTM prop drive 2836 2200 kV motor. That's what Dave was using in his SkyFun. So if I was going to play fair, then I should probably use that motor. But let's not stop there and carry on. I also just so happen to be in possession of an NTM prop drive 2836 3000 kV. That one is definitely an option, and that one will definitely fit on the back of the Micro Skyhunter. And the last option, which is now verging onto the side of insanity, we were getting close on that side, but I also seem to happen to have a couple of these, which are a Paydis MT 2836 3500 kV motor. Now, this one does come with a explicit warning, is that according to their prop test or thrust tests, this draws about 83 amps, hence why we need a 100 amp ESC in there in the model, and also just having that extra bit of headroom in a 100 amp ESC. So those are the motors which I've got. I'm not that concerned about noise, if that makes sense, and I've got a whole raft of propellers here. And yeah, I don't know which one to go with, because while at the upper end of the spectrum, we could use a 3500 kV, which we would need to run on a it's either 4.75 or a 4.5 prop. That is definitely an option, but it draws lots of amps and probably highly inefficient. But we're in a race here. We're not that worried about inefficiency. 4 laps and that's it. That's all we need to complete. Whereas that maybe somewhere down at the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe with a 1400 kV or even maybe the 1250 kV motor, is that because we can swing an 8-inch prop on the up to an 8-inch prop on the back of that one, something at this end of the spectrum may give us more thrust overall, because once we get up to speed, it's more of a case of just maintaining the speed, because we're just full on. That throttle stick is going up and it needs to stay up. So then it's just maintaining the speed in the bends, etc., etc. So this is why I'm asking for your help. I don't know which kind of motor is going to be the best here. Obviously, for outright spin up, torque, the lot, current usage is going to be the Paydis 3500 kV motor, because that will just spin up ridiculously fast and get us massive amounts of acceleration. But on the other side of the spectrum, something like the 1250 kV is, because we can swing the bigger prop, is that may give us more thrust overall. I don't know. So this is why I'm opening up the question. This is me asking for help. Which motor do you think that I should be using? You can let me know in the comments section underneath this episode. Not only which motor, which prop do you think I should use with each motor? Yeah, I really am up for suggestions. I have got a really good selection in front of me. I'll quickly recap them. Sunny Sky 1250 kV, 1400 kV, either a fake Sunny Sky or a NTM 1400. I've then got another NTM 2836, 1800 kV, 2200 kV, 3000 kV, and then I've got an Insanity device at 3500 kV. Any of those are viable. Which do you think would do best to give us the most amount of thrust Like I said, all it's got to do is cope with 4 laps around the flight line, yeah, I've got 100 amp ESC and I've got a 1.3 60C 4S battery. So let's use all of those amps and ensure a win. And the last topic actually is taking it to the other extreme, which is that can anybody suggest a LiPo hand warmer? So we've got the I've bought myself a transmitter mitt because my thumbs were freezing on the flight line on the weekend. So yeah, any suggestions on a method of keeping me hands warm? Do you feel that maybe those little chemical bags which you just crack once are the best, and then stick one of those maybe in the glove, for example? Or has anybody come across a LiPo warmer, something which you can plug a LiPo battery in, and then you can put that in the transmitter mitt and keep your fingers warm? I don't know. Does something like that exist? If you know something like that, please let me know in the comments section underneath this video. So with that said, from myself, Matt, we had an absolute, bonkers day yesterday. And I mean absolute bonkers. You wait till you see that flight. It was absolutely skits. Really, really good fun. So, time for me to go. Thank you ever so much for joining me today for today's RC Coffee Chat. And don't ask me where my rag the nuts off mug is, because my office is frankly a mess. And yeah, happy days. If you're out flying, have a really, really good day. No flying for me today. I'm going to stick some laminate on the C1 Chaser and the Mini Talon today. That's my 2 projects which I need to get done today, because even Stu was up there with his Mini Talon. And even with the challenges which he had, which it was a bit tail heavy because he put a load of fiberglass on the back, I think he enjoyed it. I genuinely do. Even he was a little bit concerned to begin with, and it was a bit wild being tail heavy. I really want to get my Mini Talon finished as well. So it's just a case of the laminate holding me back on that one at the moment. So once we got it laminated, 2 holes in either wing for the video gear and the receiver, vector setup, which is pretty much done. Oh, I also have part 2 of the Eagle Tree Vector series to go and get edited. And also I'll do part 3 when we're on the flight line, just going through the pre-flight checks and things like that. So yeah, that's another episode which I haven't recorded yet because I haven't got that stage with the new Vector. But yeah, happy days. Happy days. So if you are out flying, get myself back on topic. If you are out flying today, have fun, stick a battery in for me, and I can assure you that battery in that race, which you will see because I'll publish that episode later this evening, was for you. And I did my best to rag the nuts off it. Rag the nuts off it. Like I said, no edits in these coffee chats. They are what they are. So with that said, for myself, Matt, cheerios. Hi, it's Matt again. Now, apologies for putting this a little edit in at the end. I actually wanted to say sorry. Yesterday, there was bloomin' adverts in the coffee chat, as in that we probably had some Google ads and stuff going on in there. Honestly, apologies for that. I didn't realise that the music track which I put into the episode was going to get caught up. It hasn't triggered Google's infringement policy, blah, 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 and put ads in it on the main video, which is already out. But I just wanted to say sorry. I really do genuinely hate adverts, Google ads on YouTube videos, and I feel bad about that, and I wanted to say sorry and apologies. I didn't realise that was going to trigger the ads to appear in yesterday's coffee morning. So with that said, I do apologise about that, and I will do my best to keep an eye on that in the future. And I'm going now. Like I said, if you're out flying today, have brilliant fun. And for myself, Matt, cheerios!